From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines. The Bora community leader praises the government's COVID control program. A new set of regulations for air passengers from the 1st of January. 50 essential items including rice will be sold at concessionary prices during the festive season. Punjab state government decides to hear the case daily against the suspects of the Priyantha Kumara murder. The Navy apprehends 250 kilos of heroin in the international sea. Moving on to the stories in detail. The meeting between President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the spiritual leader of the Bora community, Dr. Sayyidin Mufaddal Saifuddin Sahebi, has taken place at the private residence of the President in Mirihara, Nugegoda this morning. Nearly 1 million members of the Bora community live in many countries, including India, Pakistan, the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia and in Sri Lanka as well. The spiritual leader on this occasion has stated that he was extremely pleased to arrive in Sri Lanka as he loved the country immensely. He added that he will once again arrive in the island with his followers. Dr. Sayyidina Mufaddal has also commended the government's COVID control program. He added that he genuinely anticipates Sri Lanka's development. The president has thanked the contribution extended to the COVID Itukama fund by the leader of the Bora community. He has also appreciated the contributions of the Bora community to the Sri Lankan economy through investments and trade. President Chief Advisor Lalit Weeratunga and several members of the Bora community have also participated in this discussion. Spiritual leader of the Bora community, Dr. Sayyidina Mufaddal Saifuddin Sahebi, also met the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees today. The spiritual leader also expressed his appreciation of this occasion to Sri Lanka's inoculation program against the COVID pandemic. Minister Johnston Fernando was also present.
The inoculation of the booster vaccines centering on the entire island on persons above the age of 30 years is being successfully implemented. So far, 118,455 persons have been administered with the booster vaccine. The President has instructed the COVID Control Special Committee yesterday to complete inoculation of the booster vaccine within the next 2 weeks. The aim is to control the spread of COVID-19 disease during the festive period. Persons who have received both doses of the COVID vaccine could receive the booster dose upon completion of 3 months of the inoculation of the second dose. Minister Keheliya Rambukwella said that Sri Lanka has provided facilities to its citizens, which even many countries in the world have not provided. He added that by now they are delivering the third vaccine to every person above the age of 20 years. He said that they believe that the third vaccine would enable to prevent the affliction of the virus. The minister further said that the citizens have now responsibility to safeguard the health of the people. He added that the government has fulfilled its responsibility on its part.
ජනතාව ඒ වගකීම බාරගනී එන්නසත් ලබාගෙන විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ වසංගතයට ගැවසිය යුතු ආකාරයට හැසිරෙන්න කියලා මා ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා.
The program to vaccinate the booster dose was conducted in many parts of the country today as well. The Director General of Health Services has informed the Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority and the Chairman of the Airport and Aviation Services Company to ensure that all information pertaining to the vaccination reports on corona disease of all incoming air passengers are being mapped. Accordingly, reports obtained prior to the commencement of journeys certifying of non-affliction of COVID-19 disease and reports on vaccinations should be fed into the data page in the foreign passport. It has also become mandatory to feed a declaration on health of the incoming passengers through the counter as well. The incoming passengers should keep in their possession the originals of the code numbers. The new regulations will come into effect from the 1st of January next year. Meanwhile, the Director General of Health Services further says that it is no longer necessary to present PCR reports on children below the age of 12 years arriving in the country with the lifting of the travel restrictions imposed on several African countries. 30,919,491 doses of vaccines have so far been inoculated on people in Sri Lanka under the COVID inoculation program. The first dose has been delivered on 15,952,312. The number of persons who have received both doses is 13,782,724. The booster vaccine has been inoculated on 118,455. 577 COVID-19 infected persons have been detected in the island today. The number of those continuously receiving treatment is 12,782. 426 persons were cured today. The total number of fully recovered persons is 544,626. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 22 COVID-19 related deaths which have occurred yesterday.
Well, Dr. Dulip Leonard has made a clarification on the provision of the Pfizer vaccine dose as a booster dose for persons above the age of 30 years. Vaccination of persons of this age group has commenced yesterday. The specialist physicians also stressed on the importance of the general public continuously following the correct health guidelines, especially during the upcoming Christmas and New Year season.
Yesterday, we have started about 30 Pfizer booster vaccination program. So I am delighted to say, even from the very first day, we were able to vaccinate more than 4,000 people. And today I have been visited several my MOH areas, and people are very happily participated to this vaccination program. So my humble request, from the very first chance, wherever you get, please vaccinate the third booster. And this is like that. So anyone who is about 30 are eligible to get the third vaccine after 3 months from the second dose. That is the first thing. And then the second thing, if anyone infected after the second dose of the any vaccine, we recommend to get the third booster vaccine after 6 months period. Apart that, we already started vaccination program covering all vulnerable places, especially BOI zones and the other economically important places, those who are working. We are going to give the booster vaccination above 18 from yesterday. So therefore, that is your social responsibility to get the vaccine from the very first time. That is the only weapon, only and the evidence-based method that you will be protect yourself and your loved ones. So therefore, please go to the nearest vaccination center. All my vaccination centers are open, and apart that, you can get vaccine from all the major hospitals. So that is your social responsibility to get the vaccine from the very first chance. That will enable you to peacefully enjoy your life, and you will be able to help to the country towards the country vision and to achieve it. Apart that, those who are differently able, and especially those who are in elderly home, if someone is having anything, you may call to your MOHs, they will come and vaccinate. We have already started mobile vaccine programs to vaccinate covering these people. Those who are unable to come to the MOH area, my MOHs are already doing a very great service. Apart that, it is now Christmas and New Year is coming. So I humbly request you people to get the vaccine, and apart that, adhere to the dream concept. What is this dream? Especially wearing the mask properly, and wash your hands frequently with soap, with running water at least 20 seconds, and maintaining the social distance. As far as possible, try to avoid gatherings and crowded places, and try to enjoy yourself with your family.
Minister of Trade Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that the program to provide consumer items at relief prices to the general public during the festive season through the Satosa and Lux Satosa chain will commence with effect from tomorrow. Well, the consumers are able to purchase a kilo of Nadu rice at 99 rupees and 50 cents, and also a kilo of Samba rice for 130 rupees. The minister at a media briefing in Colombo today has further stated that the Satosa and the Lux Satosa outlets will also sell 50 other essential consumer items at prices below the existing market prices. Minister Dr. Bandul Gunawardena said that all types of rice consumed by the general public will be provided for less than 100 rupees from tomorrow. Accordingly, a kilo of nadu will be priced at 99 rupees and 50 cents. A kilo of high quality and nutritious samba could be purchased from Satosa sales outlets for 130 from tomorrow. He added that previous proposal has been that the quantity of rice sold to each customer should be restricted to 3 kilos. The minister added that, however, from tomorrow, each customer could purchase 5 kilos of rice from Satosa shops. He added that measures are also underway to provide through the Satosa outlets 50 types of consumer items at prices below the existing market prices until the 31st of this month. Accordingly, a kilo of sugar could be purchased at 125 rupees, a kilo of dal for 240 rupees. The price of a packet of noodles will be 125 rupees. The minister further said that when a customer purchases a tablet of soap from the Satosa shop, it will be possible to receive 50 other types of consumer items at far more reduced prices than in the market. The minister also said that the Satosa sales network will engage in efforts to sell consumer items such as rice, flour, sugar, as well as many other commodities at the lowest possible prices.
A series of programs is being implemented on the instructions of the Minister of Mass Media, Dallas Alahappirama, for dissemination of confidential information to the people in a more systematic manner. One of the programs in this regard was held in Vatwa recently with the participation of the Minister. The programs envisage broadening the digital media space, which is the most popular form in the present-day society, while the state digital media channels as well. The meeting has focused attention on the importance of creating a better social media through which confidential information could be propagated more effectively. Minister Alahappirama has pointed out on this occasion that state media institutions should become more considerate to make social media usage more creative and professional. He has also stressed the need to overcome the challenges to become a more trusted media by addressing more than 2 million expatriate Sri Lankans. Director General of Government Information Mohan Samaranayake, Additional Director General of the Department of Government Information Milinda Rajapaksha, as well as heads of state media and digital mediums have also attended the meeting. Parliamentarian Dilan Pereira of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana says that the government has focused major attention on livelihood development while controlling the corona pandemic. The budget of next year has given high prominence on livelihood development of the rural people. Parliamentarian Dilan Pereira has made these remarks participating in the Samurdhi Aranalu program in the Haliala electorate today. Equipment needed for livelihood development were distributed among 275 Samurdhi families. Each Samurdhi family has been allocated a sum of 50,000 rupees. The MP also stated that the government will leave no room for destabilization of livelihood and infrastructure facilities development despite the prevalence of whatever problems in the country.
Well, moving away from the local stories for a moment, the provincial government of Pakistan's Punjab region has decided to conduct the trial pertaining to the mob lynching in Sialkot of deceased Sri Lankan professional Priyantha Kumara on a daily basis. The Provincial Cabinet Committee on Law and Order has directed the investigators to file the case in court within 14 days. Well, the Provincial Cabinet Committee on Law and Order of the government of the state of Punjab was presided over by the Law Minister Muhammad Basharat Raja yesterday. It has also been decided to expedite the legal procedure through deployment of a special cell to monitor the case trial. The police will provide prosecution with CCTV footage of the incident obtained from over 100 cameras. The Pakistani Bar Association says that counsels will not appear on behalf of any of the suspects. The police have so far arrested 139 people, of which 34 are the main suspects. The Punjab Chief Minister has directed the team to ensure that the trial of suspects is completed and the file of the case within 14 days. The aim of the government headed by Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan is to ensure the granting of justice as soon as possible, as the murder had created a serious and unfavorable impact on the image and economy of Pakistan.
In the meantime, a trilogy of books authored by veteran media person and former director of news of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Shirley Anil De Silva, were unveiled recently. Former President Maithripala Sirisena has presided over the event held at the Mahaweli Centre in Colombo. Shirley Anil de Silva has compiled a book titled Yudha Bimaka Asindutu Mataka, reminiscing his 30 years of experience as a wartime reporter in his media profession. His work titled Column Tunak, which included his column writings in newspapers as well as another poetic presentation named Sankalpana, were also unveiled on this occasion. The main address was delivered by senior media person Samanatha Hetty, past pupils of the Dharmaraja College, Kandy, where Shirley Anil de Silva was educated, and several veterans in the media profession also attended the event.
We now move on to more local items in brief. The newly constructed bridge over the Thimbiri Amuna in Madirgiri was vested with the people recently. It was built at a cost of 42 million rupees as a result of a request made from President at the Gamasamaga Pilisandar program held in Vedikachi village in Madirgiri. A group including State Minister Roshan Ranasinghe was present on the occasion. And moving on with more local stories, the annual scientific session of the College of Medical Administrators of the Sri Lanka Medical Administrators was held at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute yesterday. The chief guest on the occasion was Minister Keli Rambukwella. The official website of the College of the Medical Administrators also was unveiled.
Two suspects who came in a motorcycle were reported to have robbed a jewellery shop in Barella this afternoon and fled. A special police investigation is being conducted in search of the suspects. The two robbers, who wore helmets and fully covered their faces, have shot in the air to frighten the employees and stole the gold, and the robbery has taken place around 2:30 p.m.
Wildlife officials have taken measures to chase away two elephants who were stranded in the Eliadivul Reservoir in Eppavala for 12 hours to the Eppavala Teak Protectorate today. The two animals who had remained in the bund of the lake were reported to have descended into the lake at around 5:30 this morning. Well, the onlookers were able to spot a wild elephant and a tusker roaming in the lake bund throughout the day. The wildlife officials, along with the officials of the Eppavala police station, have commenced the process of directing the two elephants to the protectorate around 6 p.m. Well, the first secretary of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Malathi Kodithuakku, passed away today. She was 67 years old at the time of her demise. Malathi Kodithuakku joined the national television in the year 1982. She had functioned as a senior management secretary and secretary of the board of directorate. At the time of retirement, she held the post of director, international relations unit of SLRC. She had also acted as the president and secretary of the corporation's sports association. She was also a sportsperson. The remains of Malathi lie at a private funeral parlour in Borella. Time to end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs. Take care. Good night and stay safe.
Stay safe.